Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Oh, the Ilblurmatic. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to Ilblurmatic. And today's new review is going to be on the new TV show Hawkeye that's out now on the Disney Plus app. And also, I haven't forgot, guys, I will be doing back reviews on What If and also the other show, Stargirl Season 2, Summer School. So look out for that as well. But welcome to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. And if you're returning, thanks for returning and supporting again. So let's get right into this Hawkeye episode 1, Never Meet Your Hero. So this episode starts off with a younger Kate Bishop. So I really like that they started off with this because I was trying to figure out the approach for the show. And we see a younger Kate Bishop spying on her parents, having a dysfunctional marriage, her and her mother and father arguing. The father noticing that his daughter, Kate Bishop, is kind of like spying on them. And pretty much we see the dynamics between her parents. She loves her father. She loves her mother. And pretty much what happens is this takes place around Avengers 1. I forgot to mention that. So this takes place around Avengers 1, 2012. And literally what happens is pretty much the house starts to get destroyed. Kate Bishop looks for her mother and father. And pretty much she sees one of the Avengers. She sees Hawkeye fight off one of the alien invaders. And, you know what I'm saying, and saves her from literally getting killed by the alien invader. And it seems like she had an admiration for his character, and, you know, as a superhero and stuff. And pretty much we find out that Kate Bishop's mother is alive. Her mother rescues from the building that's about to get destroyed. But unfortunately, her father does not make it, unfortunately. So we see them at a funeral, and pretty much her mother asks her, what do you want to do? She's like, I want to protect you. So Kate Bishop she's overprotective of her mother. You know what I'm saying? Her mother's overprotective of her. She's overprotective of her mother. We see a mother-daughter bond relationship early on. You know what I'm saying? So we get a chance to learn about Kate Bishop's story. So I'm kind of glad that Hawkeye didn't just go right into Hawkeye. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, and stuff like that. So that really works. The next thing that I got to say about this episode, we see a little bit older Kate Bishop, and we see her at a university with her two college buddies, and you know, she does a dare with them about her archery. And I forgot to mention she asks her mother for a bow and arrow when she was younger too, by the way. Man, we see her destroy the school bell at the university, and literally her friends just dip. Like, they made a bet with her, and the first time she shot the arrow, it didn't really do anything to the bell. The second time when she shot an arrow, oh, that bell went down, okay? Like, it literally started to collapse in the building, and I was like, uh-oh, you made the wrong move. You made the wrong move, Kate Bishop, okay? Also in this episode, we are introduced to Hawkeye. We are introduced to Hawkeye at a musical, a musical dedicated to Steve Rogers and somewhat the Avengers as well. We see Hawkeye trying to live a daily life, you know what I'm saying? He's there, it's the Christmas holiday, he wants to celebrate with his two sons and daughter. And pretty much he starts to have, I guess you could say, maybe flashbacks about, you know, the Avengers, you know what I'm saying? He sees the play, or musical, I should say. It's more of a musical. And we see, like, everyone, it's so funny when you see superheroes in musicals. And it's crazy because he's like, oh, he wasn't in the Avengers at that time. Talking about Ant-Man. And we see, like, Hawk and Thor and all these other characters. And he gets a little emotional because he sees Natasha Romanoff, also known as Black Widow. And, you know, that was his best friend. And he's kind of like, you know, kind of traumatized because she ended up dying. You know what I'm saying? And we can see that his daughter's like, she's like, Daddy, are you listening to this? Like his old, not his oldest child, but the middle child. And we see pretty much that, he still has maybe some regrets, maybe trying to like save Natasha Romanoff. But we see that he wasn't really paying attention to the actual play. His daughter notices it. And eventually he decides he said, hey, what do you guys want to do for Christmas? Pretty much telling the 3 kids, his 2 sons and daughter that. And literally we just see Hawkeye kind of just, maybe reliving the moments. Maybe in his head, he's probably kind of reliving the moments being a part of the Avengers because like I said, some of the Avengers didn't make it, to some degree, meaning, like I said, pretty much people like I said, Natasha Romanoff, but it's interesting that, pretty much, to some degree that he felt some type of way about it. But also we see, Kate Bishop. Let's get back to Kate Bishop. So Kate Bishop, we see her character again. Her in the streets. It's Christmas time, so this story's around Christmas time a little bit. We see her talking to her mother on the phone. Her mother said, hey, you need to come by to the house. I got something that I'm about to go to. She gets to the house, literally, and to find out that her mother is dressed in this red dress and look like she's about to go to this, like, extravagant events, you know what I'm saying? And we see also that her mother has another love interest. I said, uh-oh. Kate didn't look too happy. Seemed like she's not really fond of her mother's new love interest. We can see the look on her face. And, he I guess he's a charmer. He has the rose and all this stuff. But also we see that her mother wants her to come to the event. She doesn't want to just go with her new love interest. She wants her daughter to come. Kate comes like as a tomboy. She's like in regular dress, men's attire and stuff like that. And I thought it was the funniest thing ever. You can tell that Kate didn't really want to be there. You know what I'm saying? You ever been to an event, you really don't want to be there? It was like, yo, she just there because mom want her to be there. She don't really want to be at this event. But we come across one of her mother's friends. I think his name is Armin. Armin is kind of a douchebag. Armin's like, yo, he's like, he talks to her and stuff. He's like, oh, you were at one of my other events. You're so-and-so's daughter and stuff like that. And Armin, he talks about, Armin has like this hate for her mother, like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird, like, sometimes I guess parents, friends be low-key haters, but we can tell Armin's not happy with her mother, also the mama's boyfriend, and Armin introduces his kid. He's like, oh, I'm Armin the third, by the way, but this is my son, Armin the 7. And Armin's son is kind of like him in a sense. He's kind of a little bit rude. Hi, Kate. It's like, dang, this little kid is just rude as his daddy. You get it from his daddy, right? But we find out that Armin has some other things going on. Armin seems to have a nice relationship with her mother's boyfriend. And we see Kate eventually overhear her mother and Armin have a dispute, you know what I'm saying? Some type of conflicts. And literally, pretty much, Kate finds out a little bit more about Armin in this episode. We see pretty much Kate disguise herself as one of the people that brings drinks, you know what I'm saying, like wine or champagne. She gets into like this room where they're doing bids on Avengers items. And literally in this episode, we see Kate try to figure out why Armin is the way he is and what ties does he have to the mother's boyfriend. But unfortunately, the bids that they had on some of the Avengers items didn't last long because pretty much her mother's boyfriend took Ronin's actual sword or blade, whatever it is, and pretty much Ronin's costume, Kate takes on the costume. But I gotta say, Kate does take down the people that interrupted the bid. Some of the scenes, they were interesting. I guess like they used like maybe the hard plastic wine bottles. But we see her fight off the criminals. They seem to be kind of a little bit more tougher, you know what I'm saying? But Kate, you know, seems to be taking them down pretty well. She also has the assistance of this dog that she came across briefly before going to her mother's place. But we also see that Kate pretty much comes across these criminals again. And this time, literally, she has help. So pretty much we see that Hawkeye saw something on TV about Ronin again, Ronin appearing, and he has flashbacks about him being Ronin, because remember when he was Ronin, he was killing people. He was literally killing people. But this Ronin is not killing people, just, you know, doing some damage to them, just knocking them out, you know, and stuff, and fighting physically. But literally he comes to the new Ronin's, you know, aid. You know, see him fighting off the people, Katebishop fighting off the people, and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay, now I get it. You know what I'm saying? And literally, we see, the encounter, how Katebishop meets Hawkeye, and, you know, he's like, wait a minute, you're a girl? And she's like, Hawkeye. He's like, how do you know I'm Hawkeye? And pretty much it ends off as that. I like this episode, man. I'm glad this episode kind of focused more on Katebishop and less Hawkeye. I think the next episode is going to build up with Hawkeye. You know what I'm saying? I think really this was better a TV show than a movie. I felt like with a movie, you only can put so much into it. Because originally Hawkeye was supposed to have been an actual, Marvel movie, but the TV show to me works better. I like Kate Bishop's character. I'm a little bit more familiar with her now, thanks to them giving an origin story. I look forward to the episode that's after this. Have you guys seen the first episode of Hawkeye? What do you think of it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? So far, I really enjoyed the episode. Like I said, we see Hawkeye. We see the person that took on his old persona, Katebishop. But until next time, guys, thanks for supporting. Thanks for rocking with me. If you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Until next time, guys, have a great day. I'm out.